This is VOA News. Secretary of State and Antony Blinken and U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin were in Kyiv late Sunday and held talks with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. This, according to Alexei Arestovich, an advisor to the Ukrainian president. Zelensky announced the visit of Blinken and Austin to the Ukrainian capital late on Saturday, although Washington has declined to confirm the trip. In a lengthy Saturday night news conference at a Kyiv subway station, Zelensky said he was looking for the Americans to produce results, both in terms of arms and security guarantees. Zelensky said Ukraine is expecting, quote, specific things and specific weapons from the United States, not just, as he called them, presents. Zelensky has repeatedly pleaded for more heavy weapons, including long-range air defense systems, as well as warplanes. In each of the past 2 weeks, U.S. President Joe Biden has approved $800 million in shipments of arms for Ukraine, along with $500 million in economic assistance. With congressional approval for military assistance for Ukraine nearly exhausted, Biden has said he will seek approval for more aid. After the Blinken-Austin visit, Zelensky is set to meet Thursday with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. The UN chief is scheduled to meet with Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan in Ankara on Monday and Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, in Moscow on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Russia bombarded eastern Ukraine Sunday, including a steel factory in the besieged southern port city of Mariupol. Ukrainian officials said Russian forces launched a new airstrike on the Azovstal steel factory in Mariupol. This is VOA News. French President Emmanuel Macron comfortably won re-election in a second term on Sunday, according to polling agencies' projections. AP correspondent Karen Chamas has a report.
Cheers erupted in Macron's camp as projections said the centrist incumbent candidate was on course to beat his rival by a double-digit margin. At the headquarters of his opponent, far-right leader Marine Le Pen, the mood was less joyous. Her supporters received the news with boos as they shook their heads in disappointment. Le Pen herself conceded defeat, noting that she had received the highest results in 3 elections. With more than 43% of the votes, tonight's result represents a resounding victory in itself, but she promised to carry on trying. I will continue my commitment to France and the French people with the energy, the perseverance and the affection that you know of me. I'm Karen Chamas.
The Israeli military says a projectile fired from Lebanon hit an open area in Israel on Monday, and Israeli artillery targeted an area where the attack was launched. The rare flare-up on the Israeli-Lebanese border followed clashes over the past 2 weeks between Palestinians and Israeli police at Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in Jerusalem that have stoked Arab anger and international concern. Small Palestinian factions in Lebanon have fired sporadically on Israel in the past. On Twitter, the Israeli military said no sirens were sounded and no alert was declared in northern Israel when the projectile struck, although it did not identify the location in its posting. Israel's anti-missile defense system does not necessarily intercept projectiles if they appear to be on track to hit unpopulated areas. In response to the attack, Israeli artillery, in the words of the Israeli military, targeted the source of the launch. The military did not give further details. Israel's northern border has been mostly quiet since a 2006 war against Hezbollah guerrillas, who have sway in southern Lebanon and an arsenal of advanced rockets. U.S. President Joe Biden spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett on Sunday and accepted his invitation to visit Israel in the coming months. The White House said the two leaders discussed shared regional and global security challenges, including the threat posed by Iran and its proxies. Recapping our top story this hour, U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin were reportedly in Kyiv late on Sunday, meeting with Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky, this according to a Ukrainian presidential advisor. Marissa Melton, VOA News.